Hey, welcome back, everybody. We're here again with Frank. He's talking to us again about another part of this C.L.I.P program. We're getting deeper into it every day. Frank, what's going on? How you doing, man?
What's up, Bobby? I appreciate you, man. This is getting deeper, and now we're into the playoffs section.
Yeah, exactly. That's where we're headed with it right now. You're going to be breaking down exactly how the playoffs work in the league. So you can think of this as like a roadmap from how schools qualify to how many teams they can bring to how the double elimination bracket works and plays out, and how the district champion is finally crowned. So if you're new, don't worry. We're going to do this step by step and try to make it as clear and easy to follow as possible.
Yeah, for sure. And it's definitely going to be a lot of information here.
Yeah.
But if you follow it, it's structured. It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
And it's got a lot of thrilling aspects in the playoffs.
Yeah, and of course all this is down in PDF format. And if we go over anything too fast, you have any questions at the end of this, there's going to be links in the comments to ask us anything you need. So let's go ahead and get into it, man. Let's talk about qualification first. So what does it mean that only the top 75% of schools qualify for playoffs, and then how does the wild card round help with any of that?
Yeah, so, every school district is going to have a different amount of schools. So some school districts are going to have 5 schools. Mm-hmm. Some districts may have 10 or 15 high schools or whatever. Every district has a different number of schools. So it's like, how do we narrow this down to a little bit so not every school participates in the playoff, but, not really putting a number on it to where it doesn't fit into different school districts, what I mean?
Right.
So that's where we got 75% from, and the reason we went with 75% originally is because what we're looking for in the beginning of this program is overall participation.
Right.
And so 75% allows more schools to participate in the playoff structure. Okay. And that's not to say, maybe as this program goes on 5 years from now, we might lower it down to the top 50%. Right. You know what I mean? But for now, it's 75% of schools. That way, you would get more participation across all districts.
Right. Okay. That makes perfect sense. And then once again, the wild card, how does that play into that?
So the wild card is fun, right?
Yeah.
It's structured completely different from how the regular season works. And this is like your final chance, right? Every major league has a wild card play in. If you watch football, if you watch baseball, whether it's at the college level or the pro level, they have some type of wild card play in where even in NASCAR, they got some kind of way for maybe teams who didn't qualify regular season to get into the playoff,
to make it in that playoff session.
And we structured that completely different to where both schools, right, that didn't make it, so they fell just outside the 75% mark. They were just the next 2 schools right outside 75%.
Right.
They go into what we call a head-to-head match, right?
Okay.
So what's going to happen is these 2 schools come together for a competition, and they're going to field the same number of teams, right? So if one school has 5 teams and the other school has 8 teams, the school is going to have to drop 3 teams just for this competition, right? So they're going to have to choose their best teams to go up against, their 5 best teams to go up against the 5 teams from the other school, right?
Right.
That's to make this fair.
Okay.
And then every team is going to be matched up. So 5 teams from one school is going to be matched up with 5 teams from the other school. Those teams are going to play 3 games back to back, and the winner is going to be whoever wins the best of 3.
Okay.
Right?
Got it.
Now, the winner of the wild card play-in is whichever school wins the most best of 3s.
Got you.
That's going to be the school that moves into the playoff seed.
Okay. Got it. That's awesome. I mean, it's a perfect layout to me, man. So let's talk about team entries. We've already went over why it's a minimum of 4 teams per school. Why can a school bring up to 10 teams? And tell me how that changes the playoffs a little bit.
Oh, man. So this is like the best part, right? Because, not only are we trying to create a fair structure?
Mm-hmm.
But we're also trying to create storylines for students.
Yeah.
Right. You know, we got students on the
Got to
sidelines.
find a way to make things interesting.
Right. We got students on the sidelines who are writing storylines, students that are, you know, shooting the footage and editing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the broadcasting students. This is really kind of for them, right? But it's also for the schools too, because this is where we're adding strategy into the playoffs, right?
Right.
No matter what, it's a minimal of 4 teams, and that's for fairness. That's for ranking and fairness, right? But you can go up to 10 teams, okay?
And off bat, you're thinking, you know, if my school's bigger than the other schools and I have 10 teams, we have way more chances of winning, right?
Maybe.
How's
right.
that?
So I'm just going to read the team entry strategy straight from what we're going through right here, and let me bring it up on the screen. And so to kind of answer your question, we'll read through this, and then we'll follow up with your question again.
Okay.
Each qualifying school may register up to 10 double teams for playoffs. A minimal of 4 is required. Schools understand that additional entries increase the likelihood of same school matchups. We avoid round 1 same school matchups when feasible. After that, bracket flows naturally, and the league does not adjust pools or brackets to prevent same school pairings. For school championship scoring, only the top 4 finishes from each school are counted. So it doesn't matter if you register 10 teams, because only 4 of those are going to matter.
Right.
All right? The top 4.
Yeah.
But understand, if you register 10 teams, you have more chances of your school going up against itself and knocking itself out to competition.
Exactly.
Than a school who maybe only registered 6 teams.
Yeah. And how bittersweet would it be if by the end of the competition you had so few teams because you pitted yourself against yourself without even meaning to, because that's how the brackets are going to fall, and whatever team is in each bracket is going to face whatever team is in each bracket.
Yeah. And so a school can knock itself out of the playoff just as fast based off of strategy.
Based off strategy, yeah.
Based off strategy.
It really puts a twist on it as far as is it beneficial, you know? Do I bring more than 10 teams? Maybe the sweet number is 6.
And if
maybe
I don't,
it's 9.
And if I had 10
who
teams,
knows?
if I had 10 teams during regular season, how do I get down to
maybe I want to call
6
down
teams?
How
You know,
how do I decide that?
It's all strategy based off of the schools,
and it's all their decision. Yeah, exactly.
So that's the sweet part, and that adds. Imagine the storyline for a student that's doing broadcasting, right? And imagine the storyline of a school knocking herself out of playoff contention because
they just had too many.
They just had too many teams.
Yeah.
You know, and once you lock that number of teams in for playoffs,
that's what's happening.
That's what's happening.
Yeah.
You can't cut down after the playoffs start. You know, you can't register 10 teams the first week and go with 4 teams the next. You can't do that.
Right. It makes perfect sense. So, I mean, it really is just a question of strategy. How do you want to play it this year? If you have the opportunity to have more than 4 teams.
Yeah, I think that's the best part. I think we're going to have some really good storylines come out of that.
I think so too. It's going to be a lot of different tales from different schools based off how many teams they have, which is something I wouldn't have thought about initially.
I mean, you could bring 10 teams, but only the top 4 is going to count.
Right. All right.
So I mean, even if you got 10 teams and let's say your school had to go up against each other, and it's your top 2 teams.
Yeah. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. All right. So that pretty much answers that. Let's go on and move on to playoff format. So how is the performance scored the same way as the regular season, so nothing new has to be learned?
Yeah. So everything is still the same. Right. So it's double elimination bracket scoring system from the regular system applies to playoffs. And that was covered in the last episode.
Right.
We covered the scoring system and how teams are formed and all of that stuff. At the conclusion of playoffs, each school's playoff rank is calculated using the same method as regular season. So, you know, it takes the team average finish, which is only playoffs, right?
Yeah.
And the lower is better. And the average school points, which is only playoffs, is better, right? And so what we've done is once the playoffs have started, all the stats reset for every school.
Okay.
Every school gets a clean leaf when playoff comes around. We're not going to keep the same scoring, the same method. You know, we want to give every school a clean shot,
fresh start
at winning the championship.
Gotcha. Everybody's on the same level from jump right there.
Yep.
Okay, makes sense. So, like, what is the atmosphere like with schools bringing multiple teams? Do you think it's more like a squad going into battle together or something, or is it more beneficial to have multiple teams in your eyes? What do you think about it?
It's just going to be based off of strategy.
Right.
It's going to be different in every school and every district on how they look at it and what they want to do.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out over time, and to see what adjustments, if any adjustments, need to be made to it.
Okay. It's gonna go toward the perfection of the program.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So let's move into championships. Let's talk about championships for a minute. What's the difference between a team championship, which is, best doubles team, and the school championship, which is the best overall school?
Another part that really gives the broadcasting, the media side of the program, that gives students a storyline.
Mm-hmm.
All right? Here's a great storyline. Just because you got the best cornhole team
mm-hmm.
does not mean you're the best school.
Right.
And that can happen.
I could see it. With enough districts joining at the same time, enough different schools in the district joining, yeah, absolutely.
And we recognize that
mm-hmm.
can happen. That a team may be the best in the district, but it's not the best overall school.
Right.
And we're not going after the best team.
Mm-hmm.
The best single doubles team. We're going after the best overall school program.
Mm-hmm.
A
part of this is leadership.
And so and so what that tells us is this school has been holding practices. They've been working together. They've all been getting better together.
They've had a normal season already.
Right.
Yeah.
So they have more cohesion,
mm-hmm.
right? Which is going to be better when you start getting into playoffs and eventually in the state and nationals, because that cohesion is going to allow them to perform better under pressure, which is what, being in spotlight, like playoffs and state, championships and stuff like this.
It's all going to come into play at that point.
It comes into play.
Yeah.
So, it takes leadership, and
mm-hmm.
that's what we're looking for in the program. So we want to award the overall school,
mm-hmm.
but we also want to recognize, like, hey, this team was super good.
Mm-hmm.
This team was awesome. Let's recognize them. Hey, good job. And hopefully they go back in their school, maybe practice this more or whatever it takes to come back with a better overall team next year, so they can be the best doubles team and the best school.
Okay. So you good example, you did all that. You got the best team, you got the best school. What does it mean when you're crowned the district champion at the end of playoffs?
So the best school,
mm-hmm.
so the district school champion,
right?
The school district champion is the best school.
Yeah.
And they get to move on to the state, right? And then all the schools from over the state, the best schools from the district come to a state championship, right?
Got it.
A state invitational. But, as for the team, the best overall team in the district, you will be awarded with a trophy and be recognized, but you unfortunately go home after that. That's the end of the season.
Right.
Right. It's tough. It's hard.
Yeah.
But, I hope it's motivation to come back better next year with a better overall team.
Right. Exactly. Hopefully it promotes leadership, like you said, more than anything. Leadership and cohesion.
That's what this program is built to.
Because that's kind of what it shows you're missing if you've got the best set of doubles, if you got two of the best sets of doubles in the entire district, but you didn't make it. You know what I mean? That means you had two other teams holding you back, and a lot of that can be helped with a little bit of leadership and a little bit of cohesion.
And maybe you switch up partners next year. Maybe that helps, or and so there's different ways for schools to have strategy towards this.
Yeah, sounds like it.
And it is unfortunate to be the best team and have to go home
and not make it into the bracket.
I hope it builds motivation to build a better overall team for next year.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. All right. So, that pretty much covers what we're going to talk about in this episode. So just to do a fairly quick wrap up, kind of go over what we already went over, really, but just a little bit in short. So the top 75% of schools are going to qualify. There's a wild card for one last shot. Each school will bring up to at least each school will bring at least 4 teams and up to 10, but only the best 4 finishes are going to count toward their school score. All right, so we went over pretty hard examples of how that's going to work out. So that should be pretty straightforward. All right, so then the playoff bracket is going to be double elimination, and at the end you recognize both the top team and the top school. And we really think that's a format that is fair, it's exciting, it's easy to follow, and it gives every school a chance to build strategy while giving players the thrill of a championship.
And it builds storyline for the broadcasting students.
Absolutely.
I think the only thing we didn't cover here is how long are the playoffs, right? And are they forever, or like I said, one of the things about this program is we got to make it able to fit each district, and every school district
had to give it a lot of flexibility.
Has different needs, right? So the season format can be broken down from 8 to 10 weeks, and we carried the same kind of format into the playoffs.
Yeah.
We just shortened it. So traditional playoffs to the handbook is 4 weeks. Because that's 4 weeks. That gives good numbers for every school. Gives good averages, it kind of gives a good overall view of all the teams, and to be able to choose a champion, and
then it's going to be the school's decision whether they're going to do this consistently as far as season by season, or if they're just going to do it like once a year and have a longer kind of playoff run type thing.
Right, and just to kind of draw back just a little bit real quick is, it's up to every school district. So if they want to run it 1 week, they could do it 1 week. But the scoring system is going to be the same, right? So you can still come out with the best team, but not the best school for that competition. Or you could do it 4 weeks. So let's say, a school could run this an 8-week season with a 4-week playoff, and it'd be 12 weeks altogether.
Right.
It's all up to the different districts and how they want to implement it and what fits best in their calendar.
Exactly.
Right? And so that's how we had to do the playoffs as well. So they could be 1 week or it could be 4 weeks. And I think just having that overall flexibility helps the program.
I think so too. I mean, I think that's what makes it so inclusive to everybody, is the fact that they can pretty much run it how they want to. It's, as long as you end up with at least one playoff at the end of a year, you're going to be allowed potentially to come to the state and try to compete. So however you get to that point is going to be up to the schools, and I think that flexibility is key.
Yeah, I think the way the playoffs are formatted and the way everything is structured is not only fair, but it also helps create storylines for the broadcasting students.
Absolutely.
And that's kind of the aspect what we were looking for in here is, how do we keep it flexible? How do we keep it fair? And how do we create storylines for the students who are doing the broadcasting and the media? And what we came up with, I think, is a terrific example.
I think so too.
Not only does it follow the same principles from the regular season, so you're not learning a new format. You're not learning anything new.
You're not having to figure out any rules or layout.
Everything is still the same
stuff.
It just starts fresh.
Just carries over and starts over.
And so it's going to be fun.
I think so too, man, and that's going to lead us into what we're going to start getting into more in these videos from next week on, which is going to be that media side, that career side of this that we've kind of talked about a little bit, glanced over it. We're going to really get into that over the next few weeks. We're going to be telling you all the different positions that are going to be applied to this specifically. We're going to tell you all the different career paths you could take from the knowledge and experience that you're getting from those positions. So I'm pretty excited to get into those myself, honestly. So I'm ready to get into the next week video pretty hard.
This is going to be my favorite part of the program.
Mine too, honestly. I mean, I love cornhole. It's an awesome pastime, and I feel like the program that you've built for the students who are interested in just that is great. It's fantastic. But I also think that like I said, the media and the career driven aspect of this is just as cool, and it's going to be just as much of a draw, but to different people.
I mean, could you imagine being the sound guy or being, the guy that works the camera during, competitions?
Yeah.
Could you imagine having this kind of program when you were in school?
When I was 16, no, not at all.
Man, I mean, this is it, because it's not only giving students like hands-on experience and giving them, skills that they need to go into the workforce with.
Yeah.
But it's giving them career skills. It's giving them leadership skills. And, it's giving them so many different skills, but they're also having fun while doing it. And I think that's the most important aspect of this program.
Yeah, you learn more when you're having fun doing it. It comes more naturally when you're enjoying what you're learning.
Facts.
And they're going to enjoy every minute of this, I think.
I enjoy every minute of creating it, and it's been fun, and the feedback that's been given from
it's going to be awesome to implement all this. It is.
The feedback from everybody has been tremendous.
It's been nothing but positive.
And
yeah.
to see this, go into play and into schools and school districts, and
I can't wait, man.
It's only a matter of time.
Yeah.
We keep talking to school districts every week on making it better and how we can implement it, and it's only a matter of time before we land the first school district and we start rolling the ball and rolling this out nationwide,
Yeah,
so
exactly. We're hoping to get it to that level at some point really soon.
One district at a time. So it's going to be super fun. I appreciate you continuing to do these videos.
Absolutely.
And, helping teaching people and spreading awareness about the program.
I hope everybody's getting awareness, and I hope everybody's learning. And like I've continuously said, if you have any questions or comments about any of this stuff, Frank's link is going to be in the comments. You could ask anything. You could say anything you want. We'll always respond. Just let us know.
Yeah, definitely. If there's something that, maybe needs to be explained more, if you're interested in helping get this implemented in a school district near you, or looking to sponsor, how you can help, my email is always open and it will be in the description, or you can leave a comment on the video.
Absolutely.
With your email, or, we can find a way to contact you. Just, leave a comment with your question, and we'll definitely get back to you.
Absolutely. So that's pretty much going to wrap it up for this week, man. Thank you for coming in and talking with us again. I can't wait to do it next week.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you. And, man, next week's going to be more fun. We're going to be,
yeah.
It might be a long video, but
we might go a little longer next week. Yeah, I don't know. We're trying to keep these around the 30-minute mark, but next week might be a 45-minute, maybe an hour or something like that, because we're both really excited about the media aspect of this.
Well, especially since we've gotten into like podcasting, we've set all this equipment up, and we've learned a lot about it, and it's like, man, this is fun.
It's fun, and the chance to teach stuff like this to kids and have them be able to use it as a career path is really cool.
It's incredible.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And so it's amazing to see all this stuff come together. And so next week might be a long video about all the different opportunities that this will provide to the students that participate.
Absolutely, man. I can't wait. So we'll get back with everybody next week. Thanks for watching the video, and we will see you next time.